What if China had 1,000 J-20 stealth fighters? That's not a hypothetical question anymore. Foreign media have run the numbers, and the projection is staggering. By 2030, China could have the world's largest fleet of fifth-generation fighters. But the real story isn't the number, it's what that number means. By the end of last year, China is estimated to have already fielded around 350 J-20s, with its manufacturer, Chengdu Aerospace, boasting an annual production capacity exceeding 150 aircraft. The path to 1,000 jets by 2030 is clear. This would cement China's position as having the world's largest fifth-generation fighter fleet. A lot of people see that number, 1,000, and think it's just a few more planes. But if you understand this industry, what you see behind that number is terrifying. It represents an almost bottomless level of industrial speed and scale. Building a stealth fighter sets an incredibly high bar. The engine blades must withstand temperatures over 1,000 degrees Celsius. The stealth coating must be thinner than human hair while absorbing radar waves. The radar's chip, the size of a fingernail, must track targets hundreds of kilometers away. Each component is a jewel in the crown of high-end manufacturing. For decades, only 3 nations have managed to collect these jewels and string them together: the US, Russia, and China. But there's a massive difference between making a necklace and treating it like a standard product. Being able to have these advanced fighters roll off assembly lines year after year, that's a whole different ballgame. It shifts the entire logic of what's possible. Production is a key word. Building prototypes proves a lab-based technical breakthrough. Building 1,000 combat-ready units proves you control the entire supply chain. It means mastery from smelting the upstream ore, mixing materials, to tightening the final screws on the assembly line. When an industrial system matures to this point, building fighter jets can become akin to producing smartphones. You finalize the design, start the line, and the components flow in. What comes out is a finished, capable product. You can make thousands. Once you reach this stage, the J-20 stops being a pure craft and becomes a quantifiable industrial product. A craft is about perfection, limited output, and it hurts to lose one. An industrial product is about standardization and scale. If one breaks, it's no big deal, there are plenty more. This capability changes the entire path to developing new aircraft. Other countries may have to source every custom screw from scratch. With a mature system, you build new planes by integrating within your existing material, power, and avionics systems. You get a new idea, stack proven components onto it, and throw it on the production line for mass production. This is rapid iteration. While others might take a decade for a new generation, you might need only 2. This foundational strength is why concepts like the J-36 and J-50, China's 6th-generation fighters, are emerging so rapidly. Now, the second big change, this flips the entire logic of military deterrence on its head. Deterrence used to be about having one powerful weapon so others wouldn't dare attack, but with 1,000 J-20s, what scares others isn't just the planes, it's the factory behind them that can turn 1,000 into 2,000. Facing this production capacity, our opponent isn't calculating how to fight the current 1,000 planes. They're calculating, after we finish this, when is the next batch coming? They might expand their entire air force and air defenses to destroy half, only to face another 2,000 on the production line. This despair isn't about a technology gap, it's about industrial scale. Furthermore, 1,000 J-20s means thousands of trained pilots and tens of thousands of ground crew. The experience, data, and tactics they accumulate form a massive, invaluable support network that money cannot buy. So, China's Air Force isn't just saying, I have something you can't beat. It's saying, I can make more of that thing, way faster than you think. And the third big change, it rewrites the rules of regional awareness and control. These 1,000 J-20 sets aren't just fighters. They are 1,000 data stations and command centers in the sky. Modern warfare is an information fight who sees first, who blinds the other. The J-20 is an information processing beast, collecting and sharing data in real time. When 1,000 are airborne, they form a web covering the entire region. Each J-20 can deploy a swarm of stealthy, cheap, and expendable drones to probe dangerous zones. The enemy then faces not 1,000 targets, but 1,000 queen bees, each with its own swarm. Their radars might see dozens of contacts but be overwhelmed by hundreds. They won't know what to shoot at. This approach is completely outside the design parameters of traditional air defense systems. Look at this from an international perspective, and the shockwaves are even bigger. The US position in the West Pacific bases from Japan to the Philippines, carrier groups, rests on one core assumption, that they control the skies. 1,000 J-20s shatter that assumption overnight. Inside the first island chain, any non-stealth aircraft becomes a potential target. Forward airfields and carriers shift from being attack platforms to potential liabilities. This isn't fixed by sending more ships, it's the foundation of a strategy being pulled away. The calculus forces a strategic pullback, perhaps to Guam or Hawaii, to rethink everything. Regional allies who have relied on American strength will see 1,000 holes punched in that guarantee. They will start to question its reliability and may begin to shift their stance, leaving themselves an exit. This mindset shift is more profound than military exercises. It loosens alliances from within. In international politics, strength talks and the 1000J to 20S is the hardest statement one can make in the Western Pacific sky. Now, I know some will say America has the F-35 and F-22. Combined, they're almost 1,000 jets. Let's break that down because the comparison doesn't hold up. First, the F-35 is not built by the US alone. Its supply chain spans a dozen Western countries. Disrupt one link, and production halts. When pressure was applied to the US-Japan military-industrial complex last year, F-35 output was instantly cut in half. They cannot match China's smartphone factory-like efficiency in producing J-20s. Second, the F-35 is a medium multi-role fighter. It's a jack-of-all trades, but excels in none. In air superiority, it cannot reliably beat an Su-35, let alone a J-20, a fact underscored by recent standoffs. As for the F-22, the true peer to the J-20, there are only 187 inches existence. Restarting its production line from setup to testing to deploying combat-ready squadrons is a process that would easily take over a decade. And in that decade-long window, the entire game in this region will have been rewritten. By the time new F-22S or a US 6th Gen fighter arrives, they won't be facing 1000J to 20S. They'll be looking at 1000J to 36S or J-50S. The scale and speed of China's industrial might have already changed the future. What do you think this new reality means for global power dynamics? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives. Thanks for watching.